Hey guys, Big Rant 3! 10, back again. Okay guys, just a quick rant on the NFL top 10. It won't be long, it's just, I watched the top 10, in my DVR. I don't want to record all the top 10s because I've seen a lot of them already, and they replay them a lot, so I'll be getting 10 a day, and I really don't want that. So, once every 3 or 4 days when I'm watching TV, I will click top 10, I'll type it in the search, and all of the channels they will show will appear, because maybe I don't want to watch one, maybe I don't want to watch that specific one. I can record them individually. I've seen a bunch now, a good 10 or 12, and they're really starting to bug me. They really don't make the right decisions in my mind. Okay, let me point some things out. Okay, just now, in the top 10 rookie seasons, I thought Eric Dickerson was by far the best rookie season of all time. I mean, come on, man, that guy's a running back legend, and within very few years, he broke the 2,000 mark. You know, I believe he had 1,700 yards his first or second year. His rookie season was by far, in my opinion, the best ever. And I'm watching it, and they said number 2, Eric Dickerson. Who could beat him? It goes to number 1, and it's Randy Moss. Really? Randy Moss? It was a very good season, but really? Did Randy Moss ever take the Vikings anywhere? Eric took the Rams to the Super Bowl. Did Moss do that? They went to the NFC Championship game, but they lost. And also, it's not like Moss was their only receiver. You had Chris Carter, who should be in the Hall of Fame, wide receiver on the other side. So it's not like Moss was completely that team. Chris Carter, in my opinion, was the better. In my opinion, he was a little better than Randy Moss. Maybe at the time it's debatable, but before then, I think overall Chris Carter's career might be better than Randy Moss, which is still debatable, but I like Chris Carter more. Maybe I'm a little biased because Randy Moss, I play when I want to play. Fuck you, Randy. Fuck you. Just because you don't like the team you're on doesn't mean you can't fucking play. You play every down no matter what. You don't fucking give up on your team. I play when I want to play. Fuck that. Fuck that. And you go to the Patriots. Why? He said, I want to win a Super Bowl. That's why I'm going over there. Okay, well, you didn't win a Super Bowl, and you didn't win one the year after that either. You can't just go to the team you think is doing the best and automatically think you go straight to the Super Bowl. You can't. It won't work. That's not how it goes in the NFL. Do teams repeat Super Bowls? Yes, plenty do. I think 8 have done it in the past, repeat back-to-back Super Bowls. But that doesn't mean if you go on the Super Bowl winning team, you'll be fine. Heck, the Bears in 1985... Don't quote me on this. I know for sure they didn't go far the next year. I think next year, the year after they won the Super Bowl, I don't even think they went to the playoffs. I think they were 7-9 and didn't make the playoffs. Don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure that they didn't go to the playoffs. They might have. So it does just because the team is so successful doesn't mean you can hop on their backs and go. With free agency and all this and trades. That's not the way the business works. And just because you're on a team who you don't like and you don't have faith in doesn't mean you can fucking quit. Hey, Randy? So stop that shit. So I like Chris Carter better, and I personally thought Carter's a Hall of Fame receiver. How he's not in the Hall of Fame is a travesty. And it's not like Randy revolutionized that team. No offense to all the Ram players, but Eric Dickerson revolutionized that team. Can I say Marshall Faulk did it? No, because Kurt Warner, Torrey Holt, Isaac Bruce, all those guys made the Rams the greatest show on turf. But Eric Dickerson, in my opinion, was the key player for that team. Did you have the other players that contributed anything? My opinion, not really. Aside from the fearsome foursome, up until that time, the Rams were most known, besides the fearsome foursome in the 60s and 70s, with Eric Dickerson, Marshall Faulk, Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Azari Hassim, damn, I can't remember his name. They all contributed to that dynasty. So no, I don't think Randy Moss deserved that. Eric Dickerson broke the record for most yards in a single season. I believe it was 1,800. Most touchdowns. He was named Player of the Year, Pro Bowl. God, man, that's the greatest rookie season of all time. How the fuck is Randy Moss ahead of that? Was Randy Moss impressive? Yes. Did he take the Vikings anywhere? No. Was he the only wide receiver? Was he the only player there? No. Was he the only wide receiver there? No. So that's a bad call by NFL Films. Secondly, greatest characters of all time. They're going down the list, and I'm like, okay, I'm pretty okay with this list. And then they get to number 2, and they say Brett Favre. Brett Favre? I mean, I know the guy's, like, funny, but a character? They put Brett Favre ahead of guys like T.O., Chad Johnson, Deion Sanders, primetime Deion Sanders, John Randall, John Riggins. Come on, bro. Brett Favre is definitely not a bigger character than those guys. I'm sorry, he's not. And then they go to number 1. I'm like, okay, if they don't put Shannon Sharp, this will be the greatest travesty of NFL Films. Because Shannon Sharp was not on the list. And I'm waiting for Shannon Sharp because they put Chad Johnson at 10. I thought Shannon Johnson should have went way earlier than 10. I'm like, okay, when's Shannon Sharp? And then they go to number 1. Shannon Sharp, baby. William the Refrigerator Perry. No. What's worse is they didn't even give a good explanation why William was the best character. They said, oh yeah, man, the guy played running back. He played, yeah, then when you do your top 10 most versatile, you put him in that list. You don't put him in this list. Maybe was he a character? Okay, fine, I'll admit he was a character. He showed up at the hot dog eating contest. He's not number 1. I'm sorry, he's not number 1. And how you don't put Shannon Sharp, who in my opinion is the greatest character in pro football, that is another travesty. Shannon Sharp, man, the guy, the biggest mouth in the NFL, by far. He bragged. I remember I saw Broncos Americas game. Yeah, the main Americas game I saw. He said one game he was knocked unconscious, and he couldn't remember. His team won, and when he woke up after the game, found out his team won, he was talking shit like crazy to all the other players. And his teammate goes, Shannon, were you even there? Nope, I don't care. Bro, man, this guy, getting on the phone, let's call the president, man. Call the National Guard. You gotta call the Secretary of Defense, because we're killing the Patriots. Bro, man, that guy was the greatest character in football. How he's not number 1. How he's not on the list altogether. That's a shame. Dick Butkus. Dick Butkus also had a very good rookie season. How he's not on the top 10 rookie seasons is beyond me. Okay. I mean, top 10 Foleys, I can live with. That was I understand that was kind of a joke. Didn't take that seriously. Top 10 things that change the game. They don't put hash marks. Hash marks was extremely influential in changing the game. Hash marks can properly determine the yardage of the ball. And, the ball wouldn't be misplaced. They can mark it on the hash mark. Field goal kickers. Kickers kick off the hash marks. And a lot of people don't know that. They kick off the left or the right hash marks depending on where the ball was last played. The hash marks greatly improved the NFL. Okay, was it the top 10? Maybe not. But from some of the stuff they put at that list, I'm pretty sure it could have been, taken out. What was one that they put on there that I really didn't like? The West Coast offense, did that transform the game? Kind of. In my opinion, hash marks might have done it a little more. Because the West Coast offense, yes, I'll admit, that was a new style that no one had ever seen before. But not all teams use the West Coast offense. No, not all of them do. In fact, out of percentage-wise, I'd say, it's fine shocking people, 15, 20, these are 15% are primarily main focus, and their offense is secondary. Primarily, their defensive teams. The offense is secondary. The Bears a few years ago, I'm sorry, they were purely a defensive team. I would say they are now, but they just got Jay Cutler, and I really don't think that that's going to be as much of a defensive team as it was. So I'm sorry, the Bears used to be primarily a defensive team. The Bucks have been known in the past few years to be primarily a defensive team. Do they have Joey Galloway? Yes, not anymore, by the way. He's going to the Patriots. But there are many teams that are primarily defensive teams, and they don't use the West Coast offense. They rarely play offense because their offense usually sucks. Most teams in the past few years have been great, only defensive teams. That was their skill. Their offense could just kick field goals. So it's not like the West Coast offense is used in every single team, because it's not. I mean, Did before then, did people pass? Barely, but yes. Did people run? Yes! So, what's the change there? The style and how they did it? I'm sorry. In my opinion, maybe the West Coast offense was influential in a way, but in my opinion, the hash marks was a little more influential. That changed how the game was played. But, whatever. I enjoy top 10, but sometimes, really, they just make the dumbest mistakes. There was another one that I saw that bothered me. Can't remember. God. Anyways, NFL Top 10 is a great program on the NFL Network that I enjoy watching with my DVR. But really, sometimes they just make mistakes that bother me because they give people who never watch football and this is their first time doing it, they give them the wrong idea. I'm Big Red 310, and I'm out. Peace.